Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome. Happy Thursday. Welcome to the Travel Agent Success Series. This is a show for travel agents, travel advisors that are creating success, looking for success, and sharing success. It's a weekly series created specifically for aspiring travel agents that are wanting to learn how to be a travel agent and how to grow their travel business successfully, right?
Absolutely. And we are here to support you, cheer for you, and give you some insight and education.
Yes, and today's series is about product knowledge and what is enough because there's so much product out there. So much.
I think this was the topic of the weekly article that I send out every week. And if you don't get that, you can send us an email at join us at giftedtravelnetwork.com, and we'll be happy to send you our weekly e-zine with a little bit of wisdom in it. But was the topic today, is determining the right amount of education and how to pick and choose and make decisions about it.
Yes, and we have Terry watching us, and I see a few others are hopping on. So, for those of you that don't know, I'm Shannon Cunningham. I'm the Gifted Travel Network's membership and engagement specialist, and I am here to support travel agents on their journey. I'm passionate about travel, and I'm even more passionate about helping travel advisors get into this business and do so in a successful way. And Sandy, tell us who you are and what you do.
And Shannon is a phenomenal cheerleader for our industry. So we're so fortunate to have her not only at Gifted Travel Network, but in the industry too. So I'm Sandy Sabern. I'm Vice President of Membership at Gifted Travel Network. And I have been in the travel industry for 20 plus years and have been an agent and just about everything in between. And I love helping people explore this industry. But most importantly, I love helping people find the right strategy for success, because there is a lot of opportunity, but so many people are missing it because they just don't have the right strategy.
Right, right. And thank you for the kind words. And Sandy is so powerful in our industry. And so with her on your side, you are on the right track. And it's so good to work alongside with Sandy. And you'll see that if you keep tuning into our shows, if you subscribe to her e-zine, and the more you hang around the Gifted Travel Network community, the more you're going to learn from Sandy.
Well, thank you.
So yes,
And I'm
and
happy to send our e-zine to anybody our article to anybody who wants it each week. So just send us an email at join us at giftedtravelnetwork.com, and we'll sign you up for the weekly e-zine.
yeah. So tell us where you're watching from. Tell us how long you've been in the business. I see we've got Brent Shirley watching. Hello there.
Hi,
Glad
Brent.
you're on with us today. So the thing about becoming a travel agent, it's such a cool thing right now. I mean, it's the year of the travel agent. I think it's going to be the decade of the travel agent.
I agree with you completely.
But you get into this business and you think, I need to learn all the things that a travel agent should know. So I need to do all of these online trainings by all the cruise lines, which, by the way, there's 51 ocean cruise lines. So let's do 51 trainings. 27 river cruise lines. Okay, how long is that going to take? And oh, wait, let's see. There's some hotel trainings.
And if you had the number of hotels there are, I was going to be really impressed.
169 hotel chains.
Wow.
How about that? So
That's
what if you just
impressive.
do the top 20? I mean,
Yeah.
what if you just do the Hiltons and the Four Seasons and the Marriotts and those types of hotels? You're still 20 hotel chains and trainings. And we know those trainings are not short and sweet like me.
Right.
Right?
They are not.
I mean, so you're looking at, you think you have to know all this. It can just be overwhelming, because then you have the destination management companies, you have the tour suppliers. I don't have those numbers, but I mean, you're talking hundreds of, and they all have product training, and they
Right.
all want you to know their product so you can sell their product, and it can
It
be
really
so overwhelming.
it really is an embarrassment of riches in the travel industry. There cannot possibly be another industry that has as much. I mean, if you knew the total number of training hours there are out there in the travel industry, there cannot be another industry that has as many hours as the free training out there as we have in
I
travel.
know. It's
Can't
crazy.
possibly be.
No, I don't think so. And I see Michelle is watching from Wisconsin, and she's been doing this for 11 years.
And
And Beth,
Beth
yeah,
for
6
6
years.
from
So
Colorado Springs.
they know what we're talking about. They
Yeah.
know how you can have that feeling of overwhelm of all this training
Mm-hmm.
at your fingertips. So, and there's always room for growth. We know that. We encourage growth as a travel advisor, as a professional. We want you to learn and train about your business and your product. But let's talk about that, Sandy. How much is too much?
Well, I think I'm an interesting person to talk about this because first of all, I have lots of certifications. I have my CTE from the Travel Institute. I have CLIA certifications. I've done all kinds of certifications. And I'm one of those people that I describe myself as consistently curious. I want to know things. I want to learn about things. I want to explore things. However, you can do too much because the reason is because every single thing you do has an opportunity cost. And we talk about opportunity cost a lot. If you spend an hour doing training, no matter what that training is on, that's an hour that you can't spend doing something else because you have a limited amount of time, you have a limited amount of energy. And so you have to be conscious about what you pick and choose. And here's something that I think a lot of people don't think about. You do not need to know about every cruise line, every tour company, every hotel chain, every destination in the world, just in case somebody might ask about it. You really don't have to know that.
Right. Right. But you get so tempted because, they're going
You
to
do?
dangle a little prize. I mean, even if the prize is just to say I'm certified,
Right.
or sometimes they might dangle a free cruise. I mean, I have friends that couldn't believe I didn't take the princess certification to get
Mm-hmm.
my free princess cruise. And when I was doing work as an agent, that would princess was not for my ideal client, so I was not going to waste my time. And
Exactly.
and I don't want to go on a princess cruise.
And so even if you did do the training and you did get the cruise, then you're spending a week of your time on a free cruise that is not going to benefit your business.
Right.
And that's where people have to really be thoughtful about the decisions that they make. They need to be looking at it and saying, is this the most important thing for me to do with my time and energy right now? Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes there have been trainings that I have done just because I'm curious or just because it's fun or for whatever reason. I'm not even a booking agent anymore. So theoretically, I don't need to do any of that training. But there have been courses, and I'm like, this is really interesting. I just want to know about it. So I do it, and that's okay. But I'm making a conscious decision to do that. And I think that's at the heart of everything is making a conscious decision to do it or not to do it. And if you are going to do it, why are you going to do it?
Yep. So I think going into it, before you get overwhelmed thinking you have to do all this stuff, to ask yourself those 3 questions.
Right.
Is it going to benefit me? Why do I want to do this? And how can I fit it into my schedule? And
Right.
is it productive? Is it a good strategy for me?
And it might be that it is important for you to do, but it doesn't have to be done right now. It could be done later on. And here's another thing. And Michelle, thank you for your honesty and saying your mind
Yeah.
is blown. Here's another thing. I don't think that anybody has ever actually gotten a client or a booking or made money from posting their certificate from some course that they took online.
Right.
That's not what gets you clients. And so the point of doing training is to better yourself so that you can either better serve your clients or that you can better serve yourself and your business. And so I think that in the travel industry, you definitely need to be doing training, but I think more people need to be doing training on marketing, client attraction, social media usage, accounting, business operations. I just pulled the numbers from Host Agency Reviews, who does an annual travel industry survey. 92% of travel agents right now are independent business owners. 92%. So that means that those 92% of people need not just product knowledge, they need to be knowledgeable about marketing and about profit levels and yield and all of those kinds of business topics. And I think that should be about 80% of the training you do. And product knowledge should only be about 20% of the training that you do.
I agree. So how much is not enough? And I think we've kind of tapped into this. You don't have to do, and when I'm talking about how much is not enough, I think you need to get your information from the right resource.
That's
about
a
the
really good
products.
point. Yep. Really good
There
point.
are so many travel agent groups, Facebook groups, and people are getting their product knowledge from there instead of going straight to the source or straight to their host agency who has a relationship with that product or that provider. And that's not enough that you can call yourself a professional travel advisor because you're in a group of travel advisors.
And I think I've said this on this series before, but I'm going to say it again. Some of the people in some of those Facebook groups scare me because some of the advice that they're giving out is not sound business advice. And I agree with you. You need to go to the source and for information, and because you do need to be knowledgeable, because that's what clients are looking for right now. They're not looking for somebody who can make a booking. They're looking for somebody who can curate a vacation, who's an expert in something. And so you do need to know before you book with somebody or before you choose a vendor, you have to know who it is you're actually working with. It amazes me that you can go into Facebook and say, I have clients who want to go to Italy and I need to find somebody that I can book that with. And somebody that you don't know can respond and say, oh, I worked with ABC Italy, which is just a made up name, by the way, ABC Italy. They're great. And that you would actually book your client's trip with somebody not knowing anything about this company. And maybe they were great to work with, but what do you know about their stability, about their financial situation? I mean, you're booking it now. The clients don't travel till April. How do you even know they're even going to be there
right
in April? So you're right. You do have to get your information from the right source. So it's not just about taking training classes. It's about building your toolbox and making sure that it's full of the right things that you need to be successful.
Yeah. And that goes into the third topic, which is how much is just right. And and that's what it is. It's narrowing down your ideal supplier to matching your ideal client and knowing they have a good reputation, knowing that your host agency has a good relationship with them as a preferred partner. And it's all about reputation and proven reputation, not just a hearsay reputation.
Right. And here's another tip about taking this training and that relates to this third point is if you talk to a client, if Shannon is my client and Shannon comes to me and says, oh, I really want to go to, I'm really looking at doing a cruise to Antarctica. Really want to do, this is like the last place on my list, and I really want to do this. And I don't know anything about the lines that cover that. That training is sitting right there waiting. You can do it after she makes the inquiry. You don't have to do it ahead of time. It's not as if I have to be able to answer Shannon right now. And I can say, that's an amazing destination. And there are some new entrants into the market recently. So I want to go back and do some research and see what the options are for your travel dates and get back to you on that. And then you go out and do your training. You don't have to do that ahead of time, assuming that somebody's going to come and ask you about that particular topic.
Or you tap into your community when you have a good supportive community of travel advisors with
Yes.
your host agency, you know you can trust them. You know you can go into that Facebook group and say, this is what I'm looking for. I have a client who wants to go to Antarctica. I have no idea. Where should I start? Do you recommend a specific training? Where do I go? And you can get a lot of good information that way that you know
Yes.
is reputable.
Which is one of the reasons why to be successful, you have to be in a good community, whatever structure that takes, whether it's your host agency, a
Mhm.
consortia, a local agency. There's lots of different ways that this community can be, but people who get into this industry should never do this on their own.
Yeah.
You really need to be affiliated with a group that has, so that you have, a collective wisdom to tap into to ask these questions, as well as most people who are in this industry work from home, and that can be very isolating and lonely. Long before COVID, that was that way. So it's important to have people that you can just hop on a call like this and see a friendly face and ask some questions and be connected.
Yep, absolutely. And Terry, yes, Sandy's easing is separate than Vanessa and Meredith's.
Yes. Yes, we have lots of e-zines around here at Gifted Travel Network.
Right.
So, yeah, so Meredith does one for gift, and Vanessa does one for Gifted Travel Network members, and then mine is for anybody. Although there is a link to it, Terry, in the Gifted Travel Network e-zine that comes out on Friday. There's a link to
Mhm.
my article that I write.
Yes.
So it is there.
So, yeah. So and I, going back to what you said, I think your product training should only be 20%, if that.
Mhm.
20% of your time in your business should be on product training.
And I agree, obviously, I agree with that. And kind of in that sort of 20% is another thing that's not product training, but it's industry certifications. And a lot
Mhm.
of people feel like, I need to go and get this certification to prove that I am authentic. The travel industry is a bit unique in that there's no one certification that you have to have. If you want to be in real estate, for instance, every state has their own rules. You have to go take a class, a training course, and then you have to take an exam and you have to do these things. The travel industry is not like that. And so there's not one thing that you need to do. And I think depending on the approach that you're going to have, what your ideal client is, the market you're going to serve, you need to look at the different options and determine how important that is to you. And not just determine the letters after your name and whether or not that makes a difference. I mean, I think generally people, even if they don't understand what the letters are, that's kind of like, that's interesting. But you also need to look at the content of
Mhm.
what it is, because those things typically cost hundreds of dollars. So
Yeah.
since you're going to be paying for it, what are you actually going to learn as part of that program? Because maybe no matter what you're going to learn, you would pay to get those letters after your name, and that's important to you, and that's okay. Or maybe you think you're going to do it because you're going to learn X, Y, and Z. Are you really going to learn X, Y, and Z, or are you going to learn D, E, and F?
I mean, because think about it. I've never had a client call me and say, "Oh, I saw you posted you did a Hawaii certification. Can you book my trip?"
Right,
Mm-mm. And I wanted letters after my name, so I put them. I put
right,
CRO, Chief Romance Officer.
right.
You can put letters behind your name if you think that's impressive, or I mean, I did it to be cute. You can put A&P, a nice person, after your name. You can do
Right,
that if you want. But also, you have to remember you're not selling the product.
right.
You're not selling the product. You're selling yourself.
That's right.
And so you can have all the product knowledge. You can learn about all 169 of those hotel chains, but ultimately you're selling yourself and
Right.
your skills. So that's what is really the bottom line here.
Right. And that means that the training that you do should be giving you skills to make you better at what it is that the market that you want to serve, the kind of clients that you want to serve. So that's really important.
Right. Right. So we have any questions? We've had several more people hop on. I know.
We're always happy to answer questions.
Yeah. Hey, Natalie. Thanks for watching. Yes. What,
yes, Elizabeth is exactly right. Clients hire you and your personality. People do business with people they know, like, and trust.
Mm-hmm.
And they do repeat business with people that impress them, and they refer their friends to people that impress them, not people who come across as an extension of a cruise line or a resort or a destination. They want to work with people that they resonate with. And it's okay that you don't resonate with everybody. And the training that you do, any training you participate in, should be training that just helps you be more successful in whatever way you define success. And I think sometimes when you look at training and you say, how many cruise lines did you say there are, Shannon?
There's 51 ocean.
Okay, so 51 ocean cruises, and you think, well, I want to be a cruise specialist. Therefore, I'm going to have to do all 51 cruise line training programs. That's not true. That's not the case at all. So don't put that pressure on yourself. And I think what we are trying to do here today is just sort of enlighten you that you don't have to do all of that. And there's more important things to do. As I said earlier, every minute you spend on anything is a minute you can't spend on something else. So everything has an opportunity cost. So make sure that that time spent on that training is the highest and best use of your time right now and your energy right now. Maybe it's something that you should do, but you can do it later. Or maybe it's something you just don't really even need to do at all.
Yeah. You might need to be spending time on income producing activities instead
or building
of
your
list,
which is something that I'm sure Shannon and I are going to talk about in a future call. Is have always been, in the 20 years I've been in the travel industry, amazed at how people, first of all, I think your client list is your gold. It's the most important thing you have. And so doing things to help build that list and get more prospective clients on it is really important. And if you have a list of 30 or 40 or 50 people that's clients and prospective clients, that's way too small. You need a much bigger list. And there's a lot of ways that you can build on that. But that's something that you could definitely take training on, is how do I get in front of my ideal client? How do I build that list? What do I do? Maybe you need to learn about IFOs, irresistible free offers. So there's far more training that you need and that you can spend your time on than just product training.
Yes, definitely. So today we talked about product knowledge. We've talked about how much is too much. All of those cruise lines is definitely too much. You don't want to spend a whole year learning about ocean cruises. How much is not enough, how much is just right, and what you really need as far as product training. So I hope this helps somebody out there. I hope this alleviates some overwhelm in one person's life where they can free up some time to do some of this other training like we're talking about. And Sandy, we get to do something together again tomorrow.
We do. I'm excited about it. It's going to be fantastic.
Why don't you tell them about that while I find the link?
Okay, so perfect. So tomorrow, Shannon and I are hosting a launch strategy workshop. So for people who are new or newer in the industry, who don't really, it's ideal for people who are just getting started, or people who feel like they have not really nailed who their ideal client is, how to speak to that ideal client, and how to get in front of them. That launch strategy workshop tomorrow is something that you are welcome to join us for. It's just $99, which is an incredible deal for the content that we're going to be delivering tomorrow. And this is not this is not a webinar that you come and listen to us talk. This is a roll up your sleeves, have your pencil and paper ready, because you're going to be working on your own business, your own business plan. So it's very interactive.
Hey, Nelson. I'm sorry. Like, I just want to reach through the screen and hug him.
Oh. Well, I don't know you, but hi, Nelson. Nice
Oh,
to
you
meet
would love Nelson.
Oh,
So
good.
good to see you. But yeah, so the workshop, bring your pen and paper. Get ready to dig deep, to answer some questions, to go through some work. We're going to work. We're going to put you to work. We're going to help you to launch your business in a successful way. So I'm excited about that tomorrow.
Or relaunch your business.
Or
if that's where
relaunch.
you are. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think it's going to be very insightful for people. And so you still have time to join tomorrow. It's $99. You can go to this website, and I put the link in the comments. And that's a wrap for today for our weekly Travel Agent Success Series, right?
Absolutely. It's always great to see people. Thank you for stopping by. If you have something that you want us to talk about in the future, just let us know. You can always email us if you send it to join us at giftedtravelnetwork.com. They will send it to Shannon and I, and we're happy to take requests if there's something you want us to talk about or dig into. We're happy to do that.
Absolutely. So until next week, here's to your success. Thanks for watching.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.